Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hi there. I'm very well, and yourself? How are you?
I'm fine.
Excellent. My name is Joella. What is your name?
My name is Reem.
Reem. Nice to meet you, Reem. And where are you from?
Nice to meet you too. I'm from Syria. I live in
Oh.
Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
What city?
I'm from Syria. I live
Mm-hmm.
in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, what city in Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, Al Qasim city.
Oh, yes, I've heard of Al Qasim. Yes. I didn't hear the beginning of it, that's why. Well, very nice to meet you, Reem. I'm from Vancouver, Canada, but I'm currently living in Ecuador.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So, how long have you been living in Saudi Arabia for?
Yeah. I came to Saudi Arabia in 2016,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been I've living here since that time.
Oh, okay, nice. Is there a big difference between Syria and Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, actually, there are some differences. The first one is the weather. Uh,
Right?
yeah, here is very hot,
Mm-hmm.
especially in summer. And in Syria,
In
the weather is cool. We have four
oh, right.
seasons in Syria, but here
Mm-hmm.
just two seasons, summer and
Mm-hmm.
winter. But in the winter, the weather is dry,
Right?
and there's no rain here.
Oh, it snows. Oh, okay. Yeah, I heard that it's very hot in Saudi Arabia. And was that like a hard thing to adjust to? Like going
Yeah,
from one temperature to another?
yeah, for me it's hard. Even I've lived here since 2016, but I still find difficult to adjust to this weather. Actually, I don't like hot weather. I like cool weather. I like rainy days. I don't like dry days because of
Right.
this. Also, another thing, here we can't go out for walking. You just need to use a car because of the weather. But
Right.
in my home country, I can go for walking even at day. Here, just sometimes at night, you can go for walking,
Go for a walk.
for walk, for a
Yeah.
walk.
Yeah, not go for walking. It's go
Yeah.
for a walk.
Okay. Thank you.
And oh, I see. Yeah, you know what? I think you would love Canada. If you love the rain, if you love walking, if you like cool weather, you would really, really love Canada. I can show you where I'm from. Do you know anything about Vancouver?
No, I heard a little about Canada in general. I heard that it's a cold country. There it snows there, and
Yes.
it rains also.
Yes, so we probably have our winters are not as strong as the rest of Canada. So that's why it rains more than it snows. But Vancouver is at the very edge of Canada, the southwest side. So we live literally right by the ocean. But at the same time, on one side you have the ocean, and as you see here on the other side, you have the mountains. So you
Yeah,
have both, and
yeah,
you have lots of like a lot of it's very multicultural here, and you have like this is one of my favorite places on earth. This
mm,
place is called Capilano, and it's so relaxing. Like it's one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen. um, so there's lots to do in Canada. So if one day you're able, I would really recommend you come to Vancouver. I really think you'd really like it.
yeah. It's a big city or a small city.
It's
Vancouver.
pretty big. I think it's the top 3 cities in Canada.
Yeah. And there are a lot of foreign people from around the world live in
Oh
this city,
yeah,
or
lots, a lot. So one thing you'll notice about Canada is we have a lot of immigrants, right? A lot of immigrants. So people that have moved to the majority of people that have migrated to Vancouver are Chinese, Japanese, Korean, some Latin American. We also have people from the Middle East too. A lot of
yeah.
people.
Yeah, I think recently, from 2011 till now,
Hmm.
there are a lot of Syrian people went to Canada to live there.
Yeah.
I think the UN helped them to move and live there. As you know, there a war in Syria. Because of
Mhm.
this events in Syria, most people started searching about a new country to live. Started to search about a safe country, a better future for themselves and for their children.
Right.
Canada, it was one of these choices.
Right. So we have if you are from Syria,
Yeah,
you can come to the country and live there as a refugee.
yeah,
Um, if you go to the border, you have to say, I'm asking for an asylum. Like I'm asking for asylum, and um, usually I don't know, like sometimes they'll accept, sometimes they won't. I don't know the details, but what I do know is that people come on boats. Sometimes they come like kind of into the country and they immediately. I had a student that asked for asylum, and
what
they
does it
accept.
mean, please? Sorry, what does it
Um,
mean?
so asylum is when you go to a country and you're asking for, um, like you're asking for refuge. You're
Yeah,
asking them to. It's like it's a juridical concept
yeah,
that if one country is being persecuted a lot. Another nation, sometimes feels like they can protect them, so they
yeah,
will, if they accept to be a Canadian citizen, then they'll make them a Canadian citizen. They'll give you clothes. They'll send you to school. They will provide for your. They'll give you like a house or an apartment to stay
yeah.
in until you're situated and comfortable, and then once you can stand on your own 2 feet and get your own job, then you can kind of live independently.
Yeah, I have an idea about this.
Mhm.
As I know, the government help the people who have a problem in their countries, and they wanted to live in Canada or in any other European country. They help them to learn their languages, and they help them to start a new work or start any project they want to do, and help their children to go to schools. Yeah,
Yes. Yeah, I definitely. Yeah, Canada has been a huge one of the leading countries for that.
yeah,
They have really tried to help as much people as they can. I think a huge number came from Syria.
yeah,
Um, I don't
yeah. That's
remember.
Yeah, I have
Mhm.
some friends live there, but I don't have any relatives live in Canada. Actually, I have a file in the UN,
Mhm.
and maybe in the future I have a chance to move to live in Canada or in America. I don't know yet, but
Mhm.
there is a plan about this in the future.
Good. Well, at least you've started the process, right? So you
Yeah,
have in English we have an expression, you have one shoe in the door, which means that you have
okay.
an opening, like you have an opportunity.
I
Mhm.
understood. Mm.
Yeah. I hope one day you'll come here. I know that you're gonna fall in love with Canada.
Yeah,
It might be a little bit too cold for you at the beginning, because you're used to now Saudi Arabia weather. It's like for me,
Yeah.
I could never live in Saudi Arabia. I get, for me, like 29 and above is too hot for me. I like it to stay between um, 8 degrees and like 26 degrees Celsius. For me,
Mm.
that's perfect weather. Would you like to study for a job?
Yeah, I'm dreaming to be a teacher. I like to be a teacher, an English
Yeah.
teacher also. Yeah.
Teaching is so much fun. You're going to have a good time teaching, because you're helping people, right? And if you're a people person, you're going to have that constant communication, and it's very gratifying to see your students progress and get
Yeah.
better.
Yeah. And also, I like to handle with the kids, especially those from 5 to 6 age.
Hmm.
From 5 to
Yeah.
12, I mean, from 5 to 12 age.
That's a good age. Yes, that's a
Yeah.
very good age. Do you
Yeah.
hope to teach in like an elementary school?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I prefer to teach in elementary school. Yeah.
Nice, very nice. Do you one day, like, um would you hope to like have your own private school, or you rather work for somebody else?
Actually, I'm dreaming to have my private school. I hope if I can do that, why not? It's a
Hmm.
good idea. Yeah, I like to do that. In fact,
Yeah. So do you have any family in Saudi Arabia right now?
yeah, I have my sister with her family, and I
Hmm.
have my brother with his family here. Yeah, and I have
Nice.
some relatives also in Riyadh or in Jeddah city, in other cities. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad you have at least some family. And do you live with them, or do you guys live close together?
We live close together, close to my sister and my brother.
And
We
what
are in the same neighborhood.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah,
And so do you have like your own apartment?
yeah. I live with my mom in the same building with my brother. We have
Oh.
my our apartment, and my brother has his own apartment.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Oh, that's perfect.
yeah.
And does your family, like your brothers and sisters, have any kids?
Yeah, my brother has one boy and two girls, and my
Mhm.
sister has uh, four kids, two boys and two girls.
Oh, so you have seven
Yeah,
nieces and
y-
nephews?
yeah, seven. Yeah,
Oh, wow, that's a lot.
yeah,
In Canada, most couples have between 0 to 2 children normally. It's
normally,
like,
yeah.
yeah,
No,
sometimes we have more.
yeah,
Hmm?
because of the different culture in the Middle
Yeah.
East, most people prefer to have maybe seven, maybe nine children.
Mhm.
They don't have any problem with this.
Right.
Yeah,
I think you're right. A lot of times, a lot of people are afraid to have children because it's very expensive, and
yeah,
they're worried that, they're not going to have enough money for them to take them to college or pay for diapers, and
yeah,
like, because
yeah,
it's a lot of money.
yeah. Before we end this session,
Mhm.
I wanted to ask you, what do you think about my conversation, about my pronunciation? Um,
So, what I've noticed is that you do speak in a very fluent way. I would speak just a tiny bit slower because sometimes you jump from one idea to the other without like a smooth transition. So, if
yeah,
you take your time, it might be a little bit easier for even for you.
yeah,
But you speak very fluently. Your vocabulary is good. We could probably incorporate a little bit more phrasal verbs, a little bit more idioms, that kind of stuff. Um, and also just be careful of your prepositions like in, at, on.
okay,
those are you have to be a little bit careful. Some I wanted to correct you a couple times, but then you kept talking, so I didn't want to interrupt you. And but just be careful of that. But you're
Okay.
doing great. That's the only critique that I would give you. But
Okay.
no, keep up the good work. You're doing really fantastic, and don't give up on your dreams. I think everything that you have going for you is really good, and you're going to be a great teacher.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, I've started practicing speaking just 3 weeks ago.
Hmm.
Yeah, and before that, I just was studying for grammar or to memorize new words.
Right.
I didn't make any real conversation with anyone before this training.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah. I just
amazing.
yeah. I have just 3 weeks, and every week I have just three session. Every session 30 minutes.
Oh,
30 minutes.
wow.
Yeah,
Well, good for you. I'm glad that you joined Cambly. Um,
yeah.
well, it was very nice to meet you today, Reem.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for booking a reservation with me today. I hope that you enjoyed the class and you were able to learn something. And if you have any questions, anytime, please feel free to message me. I work on Cambly pretty much full time now, so I have a lot of availability in my schedule. So hopefully, maybe
Okay.
we'll see you again sometime.
Okay, see you soon. And it was
Take
a
care.
nice conversation. Goodbye.
Perfect. Sounds good. Shukran. We'll see you. Bye.